So when I got diagnosed, I was 11 years old, and I remember that we'd just come out from the airport and the taxi had driven us straight to the hospital. And I got triaged, and within 30 minutes of arriving, they'd given me the diagnosis. And in that moment, after hearing it, I didn't really know how to react, so I just cried.
It was a deep sense of panic, and all I knew was that I had a situation that was needed to be dealt with.
So I've been on 2 types of technology. I was on my previous pump about a year ago, and then I switched to the MiniMed 780G. And I think the biggest difference that I noticed is time and range. When I was on my old pump, I noticed that I was always going high a lot more often, especially after eating. I'd find myself spiking, and then as a result, like crashing down, trying to stop myself from those highs. So it would kind of look like a roller coaster with like my sugar levels. When I did switch to the MiniMed 780G, I noticed that my time and range increased to about 75–80%, which is huge, and I found myself going high and low a lot less often, so I was sitting kind of at a nice flat line, which really made a huge difference in terms of my sleep and my physical performance.
When our endocrinologist suggested we investigate the MiniMed 780G system, that just ticked every box for patient, the T3 and my husband as well. In 1 year, the difference has been quite extraordinary.
I did notice that I found a lot more consistency in how I was able to play, and more importantly, how I was able to feel. You know, if you feel good, you play good. So that was definitely huge for me when I switched, you know, being able to kind of have that, consistency, and just when I'm able to hit the court and having that really good time and range.
Now, the sleep's fantastic. The following app is perfect, and the time in range is higher than we could ever expect it.
The decision that made me flip towards the MiniMed 780G, it was actually a family decision with my mum and my dad and my private endocrinologist. And we came to kind of this conclusion that, you know, it would be better for me, especially as an athlete, to have more time and range, and that would benefit me a lot more as a player, like in multiple different ways. So we decided that changing pumps would be the best kind of option for me, and that was about a year ago. And haven't looked back since. So I think that kind of decision came from wanting, you know, a better time and range, and really wanting to eliminate those kind of spikes in both highs and lows.
The time in range, due to the ability of the algorithm to keep your child in range, is far superior. I also think that the time that you are high, but even the time that you are low, has been very much decreased. And also now you're on a follow app. So you have the ability to be able to see how your child is tracking all the time, which gives you a great sense of relief when they happen not to be in your direct eyesight. Since Tyson's been on the MiniMed 780G, I don't really have long-term concerns about what being out of range is potentially doing long-term to his body as a type 1 diabetic.
Since being on the MiniMed 780G, I have no more roller coaster lines. I'm really appreciative that you were there for the entire process, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. So yeah, I couldn't thank you enough for kind of taking the steps with me.